In this Hades 2 review, we'll be taking an in-depth look at Supergiant's follow-up to the widely acclaimed title Hades and answer whether it's worth your time and looking into. If you're a fan of the first game and want to know how the sequel stacks up, or if you're a new player looking to find out how the game is, watch on to find out. Hades 2 follows the journey of another one of the titular gods of the underworld, Hades' children, and this time, we'll be filling the shoes of the princess of the underworld, Melinoë. In the sequel, the House of Hades has been taken over by an ancient enemy, the Titan of Time, Kronos himself, who has imprisoned most of the family members of Hades and launched an attack against the Olympian gods. Melinoë, saved by the Witch of the Crossroads while she was just a baby, has undergone training her entire life, and must now take on the impossible quest of stopping time itself with the help of her long-lost Olympian relatives. Players will be going through the lands of ancient mythical Greece, vanquishing the forces of the Titan of Time with the full might of the Olympians behind them. While Zagreus was trying to escape from the underworld against his father's wishes in the first game, this time around, Melinoë will be looking to descend to the House of Hades in the underworld, taking a different path and going through new locales on her way down. Even while being a roguelike dungeon crawler, the storytelling of Hades was exceptionally done, and the sequel, Hades 2, continues to deliver the amazing storytelling cadence that Supergiant games have become known for. No matter how far you get in your attempt, whether you succeeded or you failed to take down the Titan, the story will progress each and every time through the various interactions and dialogues you'll have. At the beginning, you're given the basic information of who you are and what you're doing, but as you play the game, you'll learn about why everyone got into the situation they're in and what happened on the fateful night that the House of Hades fell. Like the first game, you'll also be able to form bonds with various individuals, learning about their pasts, the role they played along the way in the fight against the Titan of Time, and what they can offer in helping you on your quest now. The mystery begins to unravel as you progress further into the game, and the promise of knowing more about what led to the Titan of Time taking over the underworld and what happened to the family of Hades kept me coming back time after each run. In addition to the Olympian gods and the comrades at the crossroads, Melinoë will also come across many famous individuals from Greek mythology on her way. Who they are, I won't spoil for you, but every line of dialogue is well written, and it's always a joy to interact with a cast of colorful characters that she meets in her quest, and I never skipped a single dialogue once during my entire playthrough. Moving on to the gameplay, just like the first game, Hades 2 offers a highly engaging roguelike gameplay loop. You'll be going through room after room, facing off against multiple enemies with a reward for completing each. There can also be safe rooms where you meet an individual that can offer you various rewards, or a shop area where you can buy different kinds of boons and rewards from the boatman Charon. After a set amount of encounters, you'll face off against the guardian or boss of that region, and once you've defeated them, you'll move on to the next. This process repeats until you reach the final region and face off against the Titan of Time himself, Kronos. If you played the first Hades, you'll know the gameplay loop immediately, and Supergiant Games did not fix what was not broken in the first place, and you'll feel right at home. When I first heard that Hades was getting a sequel, I was worried about how we can experience a relatively new setting in the world, as we're inextricably tied to the House of Hades. But the studio delivered, and players will travel through an entirely different route in the underworld. In the first game, Zagreus passed through Asphodel, Elysium, and the Temple of Styx to reach the surface at the end, but in the sequel, Melinoë will go through Erebus, Oceanus, and the Field of Mourning to reach Tartarus, and finally the House of Hades. Each locale is amazingly designed with distinct themes relating to the mythology. Erebus, being the region of darkness that souls pass through to reach the underworld in Greek mythology, is the region where the crossroads are located to hide from the gaze of the Titan, and the first region Melinoë will go through, with the design of a deep and dark forest matching the theme of the region. The next regions are also distinct, with Oceanus conveying a strong sea theme, while the Field of Mourning is also appropriately dreary, all offering an entirely new experience from the first game. Even when players reach Tartarus, the starting point of the original game, it is recognizable, but will look different because the Titan of Time has remade it in its own image, and when players finally reach the House of Hades, they will appreciate the fact that the entryway remained the same to the first game, maintaining the continuity of the universe and making it feel like you are finally setting foot in a long-lost home that has garnered unwelcome guests. This time around, since the House of Hades has been taken over, the home base will be at the Crossroads, a humble location in Erebus, for the unseen to find respite. Here you'll be able to unlock more tools used for gathering resources, gardens to plant any seeds you may find on your runs, and perform incantations to unlock more ways to help in your mission to take down the Titan of Time. The Crossroads is the main source of story progression in Hades 2, while also offering a different kind of gameplay loop. You'll be able to unlock new places such as a taverna or the hot spring baths, where you'll be able to customize with various decorations in addition to spending some time with your comrades and getting to know them better. Much like the first game, your home is a place where all of your preparations will take place, such as choosing your weapons, what keepsakes you want to bring with you, and in the later stages of the game, what types of modifiers will affect your run, determining the difficulty. You can go for a normal run, or if you're looking for a challenge, you take on various Knights' Testaments to enhance your foes. After you meet Chaos, the primordial origin, you'll also be able to undergo specific Chaos trials. These are not a full run, but a challenge trial equipping you with a specific loadout of a weapon and boons to use, and offers a great change of pace from your regular runs if you want to mix it up a bit. The combat of Hades 2 offers the same fast-paced hack-and-slash action Hades is known for, but this time around with a new moveset using different weapons. Melinoë has access to different legendary weapons called the Nocturnal Arms, and while she starts with the Witch's Staff, Descura, in the beginning, she can quickly unlock the other arms after getting the necessary materials in a few runs. You do not need to grind many hours to unlock all of your arms, which is a most welcome system in this day and age. Each arm or weapon offers a unique moveset and playstyle ranging from the quick stabbing and slashing of the Sister Blades to the heavy-hitting, wide-arcing slashes of the Moonstone Axe. You will quickly find a nocturnal arm of your choice, but during my playthrough, each and every weapon offered a satisfying experience, and if you asked me which is the best one, I would have a hard time answering it, but I did find that I had most success using the staff, maybe mostly because I was most accustomed to it, since I used it the most. Much like the first game, the combat system is straightforward, with you having access to 3 damaging strikes, your attack, special, and your cast, all of which can be upgraded with the powers of the Olympian gods using their various boons. You can also sprint and dash without needing to worry about a stamina bar that will slow you down or leave you standing out of breath in place. Chaining different attacks and special combos and combining them with a charged Omega version to deal huge amounts of damage in a burst, and then quickly dashing out of harm's way to sprint away to safety never fails to be satisfying while you're taking down multitudes of foes during your encounters. In addition to the boons, meeting Selene, the Moon Incarnate, will grant you the ability to use a Hex, which you can choose from a variety of options for each run, ranging from calling down the moon itself to deal massive damage, or healing yourself mid-encounter without the need to find food or a fountain. Each Hex is a very powerful ability that can turn the tide of an encounter, and a well-casted Hex can often mean the difference between a successful run and a failed attempt. At the end of each region, you'll need to overcome a Guardian which acts as a boss. Much like the first game, the bosses are the standout fights, and each boss tests your skills as you progress through each region. It's not to say that these are impossibly hard, but the boss fights are challenging and fair, and every time you die during a boss fight, you'll know exactly where you made the mistake that cost you your run. These fights are incredibly enjoyable, and there are no obscure one-shot mechanics that you need to figure out, but instead the game only asks for good pattern reading and positioning to overcome them. And another aspect that I appreciate about these fights is that they have different variations of their movesets, and the same boss may use different attacks on a subsequent run that will keep you on your toes, never making you feel tired of fighting the same boss over and over again during a playthrough. Although eventually you will see all the different attacks a boss is capable of doing, the variation of moveset for each run makes the fight feel fresh each time. You will also fight some notorious creatures from Greek mythology and a familiar face on your way before facing off against the Titan of Time in the House of Hades. Being a roguelike hack-and-slash action game, Hades 2 is designed to be endlessly replayable. While I was able to go through all regions available in the game and met all the gods and characters in a 20-run playthrough of about 8 to 10 hours, the story kept me coming back, wanting to find out what was happening and how everything came to be. It's a very intriguing story, much like the first one, and the gameplay is just so satisfying and fun, I never really felt burnt out playing the game. After each run, whether successful or failed, I kept thinking just one more run before I turned the game off, and I found myself losing countless hours, as each run can be as short as 10 to 15 minutes from me dying to the first boss, or as long as 45 minutes resulting in a successful run. It will take somewhere between 20 to 40 hours depending on your skill to get the final credits rolling, and completionists can take up to 60 hours to experience everything the game has to offer. After you've beaten the Titan of Time once, the Testaments of Night will show themselves to you, and like the Pact of Punishment in the first game, the Testaments will allow you to customize your runs with various modifiers to improve the difficulty. Overcoming these challenges is the way to become Knight's Champion, and the various modifiers help a lot to present you with more challenges in your run. And if you're truly looking for something difficult, taking the Oath of Rivals in the Testaments of Night will have you facing enhanced versions of the bosses, which are tougher than what you would normally fight against. In regards to the visuals, Hades 2 has one of the most striking art style and visual designs in recent memory, as it maintains the same art style as the first game. The comic book-inspired design of each character and Olympian god just ooze style and personality whenever they appear on the screen. And you can get a particular god's temperament and what they stand for the moment you first lay eyes on them, and having a memorable design of the Olympian pantheon of gods is a major feat, when there are countless god media in modern days. And the game looks even better than the first game, but maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me. Performance-wise, the game ran flawlessly on my high-end setup using an RTX 3080 GPU with an i5-13400 Intel CPU and a 16GB of RAM. I did not experience any bugs or crashes during my playthrough, and the game ran at a stable 120 FPS and above. While Hades 2 may not be as graphically intensive as some other games, it also looks amazing visually, and there are no worries concerning performance on PC. The game is also available on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, with the Switch 2 players getting a free 120 FPS upgrade for the console. While I personally did not play on this console, I have no doubt it will run fine there as well. The audio track is also solid, with some similarly recognizable tracks during the gameplay. One vocal track was a standout for me and was stuck in my head for a while when I first experienced it during my playthrough. If you especially like listening to rock music, then you'll fall in love with the soundtrack of Hades 2. Voice acting is also brilliant, with each character's line delivery drawing me in completely. There were no out-of-place or out-of-character situations, and every god sounded properly pompous, as Greek gods tend to do. Final thoughts. We were all extremely excited when Supergiant Games first announced that they were making a sequel and Hades 2 was in development, and I hopped on at the initial release of Early Access back in May of last year. Afterwards, I moved on to other games like a lot of other people, but upon returning to Hades 2 with the full release, I fell in love with the game all over again. With a very solid gameplay structure and phenomenal storytelling, Hades 2 will draw you back into the world of Greek gods and monsters. We got to play one of the best games ever made with the original Hades, and now with the sequel, we get to experience even more of the phenomenal gameplay and storytelling in the world of Hades, which I would call a win for all gamers. Veteran Hades players will feel right at home the moment they boot up the game, while the easy-to-grasp mechanics of it and structure of the story, even with the roguelike mechanics, with failure baked in as an essential part of the experience, will not turn off any newcomers to the genre or series. But if you're someone who's looking for an entirely different experience from the first game, then you will be disappointed. I'm just not sure if anyone is actually wanting that. So should you buy Hades 2? The answer to this question is without a doubt yes. The endlessly replayable gameplay loop, the amazing storytelling, on top of excellently crafted visuals and audio, will have you keep playing this adventure for quite some time. On top of that, the price point of $29.99 is easily justifiable for the amount of content and enjoyment this game has to offer.